Welcome back to Mimi's Organic Eats. Today we're making old-fashioned Dutch apple pie. This classic pie uses sweet apples and it has a crumbly streusel topping. Let me show you guys how to make it. So first we need to make our pie crust, and I like to do this in my stand mixer, but if you guys want to do this by hand, that also works too. So I have my flour and a little bit of cane sugar in the bowl of my stand mixer, and now I'm going to cut my butter into small cubes. And you guys want to make sure that your butter is cold straight from the fridge. The colder the butter, the flakier pie crust. I like to cut the butter stick in half and then cut each half into thirds. That's going to give you perfect size cubes. Now we're going to add the cube butter into the bowl with the flour. So now you just want to get your cold water ready. So now we're going to mix on low until the mixture looks like wet sand. And all that means is the flour is going to completely coat the butter. As soon as this happens, immediately add in all of the cold water. Continue to mix until a shaggy dough forms. You don't want to overmix pie dough, so if you see a little bit of dry bits, that's okay. We're going to mix those in by hand. So grab a piece of plastic wrap. And so go ahead and just mix the dough by hand if you see a little bit of dry pieces. Then we're going to form it into a disc. Now we're just going to wrap this up in plastic wrap. Now we just need to let this chill in the fridge for at least 4 hours or overnight. So once our pie crust is chilled, it's time to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. And now we're going to mix up our filling ingredients. So first we're going to add in 57 grams of light brown sugar. Then 57 grams of cane sugar. Then we're going to add in some all-purpose flour. Then we're going to add a teaspoon of cornstarch. Now I'm using cornstarch combined with flour to help solidify the fruit juices as this pie bakes in the oven. This is super key because it's going to prevent our bottom crust from becoming soggy, and it's also going to ensure that we don't have fruit juices just running out of the pie when you guys slice it. If you guys don't want to use cornstarch and you're avoiding corn, just feel free to use something else like tapioca starch, arrowroot, or even potato starch. You just want to make sure you have some kind of binder in this pie filling. Next, we're going to add in a teaspoon of cinnamon. So now we're going to set this aside while we chop our apples. So I usually use about 3 large apples for this pie, but I have apples from my farm box today, so they're a little bit small, so I'm going to use 4. And so you guys can use Fuji apples, galas, pink ladies, but I really like to use like a sweeter variety apple such as those. And I always leave the skins on my apples. This is how we made apple pie at my bakery. And I do this for 2 reasons. So the first is that it's way faster and you don't have to peel apples. So when we had my bake shop, it was just so much faster to leave the skin on versus peeling so many apples every single day. But also the apple skins have nutrients and they're baked in the oven for such a long time, so they soften as they bake. So I really don't see any need to remove them. But if you guys want to remove the skins, you can totally do that. It's up to you. So we're just going to slice these apples and then we're going to add them into the bowl with our filling. Now we're just going to mix with our hands and toss the apples completely in the sugar and flour mixture. So we're going to set our filling aside, and now it's time to melt the butter for our crumb topping. I like to do this in a small pot over the stovetop, but if you want to use the microwave, that's totally fine too. So while the butter is melting, we're going to mix up the dry ingredients for the crumb topping. So first I'm adding 95 grams of all-purpose flour, then a little bit of cane sugar, and then some light brown sugar. And then of course we're doing a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of ginger. As soon as our butter is melted, we're going to pour it over the dry ingredients. Then we're going to fold together with a spatula until we have a paste-like texture. So now that we have our filling and our topping ready, we're going to set those aside and grab our pie crust from the fridge. Then go ahead and grab a 9-inch pie pan. Today I'm using my aluminum pie pan from USA Pan, which is one of my favorites. I also really love cast iron and stainless steel. This is going to help you get the most buttery, flaky crust without a soggy bottom. But you definitely want to stay away from glass and ceramic. The glass and ceramic pie pans don't conduct heat as well, so they're really going to not be ideal for getting a buttery and flaky crust. You'll usually end up with a soggy pie crust on the bottom, and we definitely don't want that. So that's why I like to stick to aluminum, cast iron, and stainless steel whenever making butter pie crusts. Now we're just going to flour our pie crust a little bit. Now we're going to roll out our pie crust about 1/4 inch thick. And you want to make sure it's just a little bit larger than your pie pan. So one of my top tricks for rolling out pie crust is to rotate your pie crust 45 degrees. This is going to ensure you get a nice even crust. To check to see if your pie crust is large enough, just take your pie pan and fold it right over the pie crust. And if it's a little bit bigger, then it's ready. So now we're just going to take our pie crust and lightly press it into our pie pan. And I honestly never grease my aluminum pie pan, but if you guys are using a different kind, you may want to grease it with some butter. We're going to lightly press down the sides and the bottom. Now we're going to take that excess pie crust and roll it into the center of the pie to create the crust. You want to make sure that it's even with the edge of the pie pan. Now you're going to take your pointer finger and your thumb of one hand and your pointer finger of the other hand, and we're going to flute the pie crust. Now we're going to transfer our apple pie filling into the pie crust and spread it out evenly. Now we're going to take our topping mixture and just crumble it right on top of the pie. So one of my top tricks for baking pie is always putting it on a baking sheet. This is going to ensure that even if it does leak out, it's not going to get all over your oven. So now we're going to bake this at 350 degrees for about an hour or until golden brown. So once the apple pie comes out of the oven, you guys want to let it cool completely before slicing into it. It's perfect with a big scoop of vanilla bean ice cream. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and leave a comment below. And if you want more recipes from my bakery just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me next time in the kitchen.